Intarsia books provide interesting diagrams to trace out and digitize. I thought this largemouth bass would be a good CO2 laser project. I'm using Logic Trace 2018 and I've got tracing polylines selected to do my digitizing. I'm going to start off by tracing the perimeter of the diagram. I'm just following along the perimeter of the diagram. Once I'm finished tracing out the perimeter of the diagram, the program will close it up. You can see here that when I drew the fishing line and I let the program close up the file, it brought the line back to where I started to draw from. I'm going to find that easier to edit that out after I'm finished with the node editor. All I have to do is remove that one line. I'm drawing everything except the fish. The fish will be drawn separately from a separate diagram. You can see there, that's the fishing line that I let the program close it up and bring a line back to where I started. I probably should have selected unconnected tracing for the fishing line. I am using unconnected tracing here for all the splashes in the water. Shown here, I'm going to start tracing out the fish. The fish is a separate diagram that I printed out. I made it large so it would be easy to trace out. You can see here where I place a red mark. That's my start spot. I don't want to trace back and go over that start spot because that will cause a crossed vector. It's a pretty straightforward tracing. Not very hard to do at all. Just follow along with the pen. The tracing here is almost finished. We're going to create two files. One will be the background DXF and the other will be the fish DXF. I'm going to take and load the background DXF into Vectric Aspire 10.0 and have a look at the quality of the vectors which we've just drawn. You can see here the file looks good. I've edited out that extra fishing line. Everything else is good to go. Next, we'll load in the fish DXF, have a look at the vector quality here, and carry on. In this next picture, I put the fish and the background together just to see how it looks. Now I've loaded in the fish DXF file into the CO2 laser, and we're going to begin to cut the walnut 1/4 inch pieces. Again, a good note here, the cuts are nice and fine and clean, and I think it's the increased air pressure. I've increased the air pressure to about 7 psi on the laser head. That black walnut's got a nice grain to it. Here I'm doing the same fish DXF file cut, but I'm using white ash to have a different wood. Here I'm cutting out the background panel. I'm using 1/4 inch pine plywood. That bit of black you see there, that'll sand right off. Now I'm cutting out the perimeter of the plaque from the 1/4-inch pine panel. I cut out 2 fish, one black walnut, one white ash, and I'm going to mix the 2 woods together. Combining 2 different species of woods like that gives you a nice effect. In fact, it's a natural color.